Hey, who would like to go on another tunnel adventure? Show of hands, anyone? Yes, you in the back. You want to go? Awesome. I'm glad you said yes because that's what we're doing today. In this video, we're going to be trying to locate and hopefully explore a tunnel that was shared to me by one of my viewers. So come along with me on another fun adventure. Oh, look at this. Tail light off something. Okay, actually think I found it here. It looks like I'm standing right on top of it. You can see a concrete trough. There's actually, oh, another one too. Maybe a double feature here. Let me get down there and take a better look at it. Well, it's really bad with bugs here today, but okay, so I'm standing in the middle of the channel or trough here that is made with poured concrete. But right here, check that out. That looks rather creepy and steep. Oh, are you kidding me? QT, May 30th. But I'm not sure about this one yet. Let me check the other one. Now there's a couple things I want to mention before we even get started going into any of these culverts or tunnels. Number one is that someone does know where I'm at. If I don't report back or return home at a certain time, they know where to come look for me. Number two, don't do this on your own. It's best to do this with a partner, but if you have no experience at all, don't do it at all because there's a lot of dangers involved. I've been exploring caves, mines, and tunnels for a number of years, and I'm educated enough to know what to look out for and what dangers are involved. But with that said though, if you do happen to enjoy this adventure, make sure to let me know by giving it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Share your thoughts. So we're looking down towards that pipe, and as I spin around, we got this one here. I could feel tons of cold air coming out of it. Reminds me of a mine shaft. Okay, so we could see light at the end, and with how narrow it is, I don't see myself going through it, but let me get a little bit closer. So I'm actually sitting down here, and as I'm sitting, my head would be hitting the ceiling here. And it gets narrower the farther you go up. It opens up down this way. It's very modern. There's nothing in there. I can see straight through. So it won't be worth going on my hands and knees to crawl through here. But I do think we're going to focus on the other one though. So what do you guys think? Do you think I should go for it? I didn't come this way not to explore a tunnel, so this is going to be my first one though, going down at a pretty steep decline slash incline. Now it is modern, it is corrugated pipe, and there's no water running, which is good. Otherwise it'd be almost impossible to go through it. But I did bring the proper gear. I have multiple flashlights, I have an air meter, and I have the curiosity that's really growing on me to wonder how far down does it go, where does it go. But I'm going to play it safe. If I don't feel comfortable, or if I start to get bad air quality, I will turn around. But let's get geared up and head down there and check it out. Okay, so as you can see, I have you guys mounted on my head here, and we're gonna go down to that tunnel, that corrugated pipe, and see what's down there. So let's get moving. So as you can see, as the water comes out of here, it does meet concrete, and it reaches a little pool area. This is a little deeper channel or trough here to slow down the flow. They typically have these to prevent erosion. Even though it's still eroding slowly, it helps slow it down. I've seen these many times at culverts where they have a deep pocket where the water just kind of pools up, slows up, and then continues on. But as you can see, as we move down here, this is broken away, so the concrete is no longer serving its purpose. It's eroding away the bank side. So eventually this is going to keep eating away. They're going to have to do some type of work here to prevent that from getting worse. But it's supposed to flow down the concrete here, and not to have that happen, but this has probably not been checked on in a long time. But if you look at it, I mean, this is a nice flume almost, and you can see the water line. It doesn't take in a ton of water, maybe 2-3 inches at the most, but it all goes down to here. I'm pretty certain I know where this comes out. I just don't know how far it goes. And this is for storm water. It's a storm drain culvert, so there's no obnoxious fumes, shouldn't be any bad gases. I do, feel a breeze when I was over there before, so you shouldn't encounter any hazards other than just the steepness of the pipe. You can see the flies are here, the gnats. And we're also going to be having 2 firsts for today. This is my first time ever exploring a culvert pipe like this that is very steep like that. My first time ever encountering one like that. The second first is we're testing out a new flashlight. This was sent to me. This is the Sofirn SP33 V3. Now I was given this to review and to share my thoughts on. We're going to see how well it performs in an environment like this. I do have backup flashlights, but we're primarily going to work with this one. And if you guys like what you see or want to get more information, you can check the link down below in the description. Once we do finish up, I will share my thoughts on what I do think about it. But it is rechargeable, it's heavy duty, it has multiple light modes, and it's very affordable. But we'll see how well it performs. It does have a bottom, and there's water down there. So the most difficult part's going to be this. I don't want to slip and fall or get hurt. So I'm going to take my time going through it. It is tall enough to stand up in, but I don't want to slide. I'm wearing my hiking shoes, and you can see some erosion here where the metal just is eroded away. So I'm going to take my time, and once we get to the bottom, we will keep going as much as we can. I'm getting some pretty good traction. It's not as slick as I thought, but if it was raining, I wouldn't be doing this. And we'll demonstrate the light modes too once I get down further, once we get to more darkness. But here's the erosion here. It's clear, rotted right through. There's a rubber glove. It's kind of gross. Now when I stand up, I can stand all the way up. I'm not hitting my head, but I only have maybe an inch or two to spare. I'm also standing at an angle. Hitting some spider webs. Huh, okay. Get down a little further, hopefully you guys can see. There's cave crickets. They're jumping down. There is light down there. It looks like it comes out to the river, but right in front of me here is a pretty deep, murky collection of water. And you can see all the debris that's washed down. I don't know, I don't think I can get past this. I could maybe go to the other side and work my way in, but that is several feet deep. And I'm not willing to walk through that when I can't see what's at the bottom or how deep it is. It could be even 4 feet deep. I don't want to trudge through that. Okay, so it doesn't go a whole lot farther. I came down maybe 30-40 feet. Looks like it goes for another 30-40 feet. And it's completely this metal corrugated pipe. And there's some pretty monstrous cave crickets. But I'm hoping I can get to the other side and we'll work our way back in so we can at least get the full experience. There's nothing really exciting we're going to see once we get over there, but at least we'll be able to say we've been about 99% of the way through it. Okay, here's looking back up. I'm standing straight up on my tippy toes to balance. I'm going to take a photo or two. And then actually once we get most of the way up, we'll turn around, I'll demonstrate the light modes because this is probably the darkest portion of it. Okay, so I'm sitting a few feet down from the top here, and I'm going to demonstrate the light here. There's multiple modes, and right now it's off. I'm going to long press the button. That's the lowest setting. It's almost like a candlelight or moonlight mode. That's for like reading a book, trying to find your keys in a purse. Long press it again. It steps up to the next setting. Long press again. A bit brighter. Again, long press, brighter yet again. More like a searchlight right now. And that's the brightest setting through the ramping. Then it steps down. Now whatever mode you're in, you could double press it and get turbo. That is the brightest, which I believe is 3,500 lumens. Now this is a combination of flood and spotlight. It does throw the beam quite a distance, I think upwards of 900 feet. But it does illuminate all around as well. So this is a good light for different scenarios, different situations. I typically use a floodlight for stuff like this, but this one definitely has the potential to be used in other locations. Now when you turn it off, it does go back down to the previous setting. Press it again, turn it off. And now while it's off, you can double press it, go right to turbo. And when it's on, you can see there's a blue light here that shows you that it is working properly. The blue light also illuminates when it's fully charged. It'll be red when it's charging, and does come included with, I believe, a 5,500 milliamp battery and a charging cable. It's USB Type C port. So it comes with everything you need. I will say though, on turbo mode, it does heat up the housing here. It won't burn you, but if you leave it on long enough, it will get pretty hot to the touch. But here's high. This one maintains a cooler temperature and it works just as good. It's as bright as other lights out there. Now if you want to get one for yourself, it's available on Amazon. I'll have a link in the description. It retails just under $50. It's about $48 and change, very affordable. I'm also going to include a discount code, which will save you a little bit more money. But so far I'm happy with it, my first time using it, and I do see myself using it in the future. Seems like a pretty good light, very comparable to Through Night, but it seems like a bit more affordable, so I give it a thumbs up. Sofirn SP33 V3. Now, one drawback I did find is that this button, the power button, is very soft to the touch, doesn't take much to press it at all, and it kind of protrudes outside the housing. So it has the potential to get turned on accidentally in your pocket or in your backpack. But Sofirn actually thought of that. They came up with a lock method to prevent that from happening. So all you do is, you're going to press the button 4 times quickly, you'll see the light flash and then it's locked. So right now it's locked, so I can press the button and all it does is flash, showing that's locked. So it won't stay on, won't run on the battery, won't heat up. And to unlock it, 4 quick presses. And there you go. Okay, yes, so there's no discharge here. And it's like somebody cut the wire. Oh, there's actually all little minnows here, or tadpoles. Okay, so yeah, that's a discharge pipe for, I believe, sewer. I can actually hear it in there. There's water flowing, going down. That's not what we went into. There's got to be a discharge somewhere. I just don't see it yet. It might be over there. Okay. I think we're getting closer. Here's the river. It's actually looking quite nice today. Nice and clear. I think this is it. Yes, here's the discharge pipe. Okay, so we're gonna go in from this end and check out the rest of it. Now, same thing that we showed earlier. Ooh. There's a collection basin here, kinda. And again, this is to slow down the water flow. When the water comes out of here, it comes at a pretty good rate. And if it wasn't slowed down, it would erode a big ditch here. And it would just make it it would kind of change the environment. So again, this one here is its purpose is nothing more than to slow down the water. But this one we don't have to go through. I'm going to go around it. Whew. There's frogs jumping in here. Really don't want to slide in. It's kind of mucky. Ugh. Okay. This one's eroded away too right here. Oh boy, this is thick. Okay, let me get in a little ways here. I'm actually leaving my backpack out here. I'm getting snagged. Okay, so this one is considerably shorter. I cannot stand up in this one all the way. I'm hunched over. Oh wow, okay. This is actually from up top. Part of that concrete channel or flume. It got washed down to here. More of it too. That's why it's eroded away. Okay. Now we're actually making some sense of what we're seeing. Ah! Jesus. Cave cricket almost went down my back. All right, let me gain my conscience here. So we're looking at two massive pieces, more than two, of the concrete that was up on top to form that channel to kind of prevent the erosion. It got to the point where it got washed down here. Those are big, heavy pieces, hundreds of pounds, and it made it all the way down here. So you could tell the flow of water that sometimes does come through here. That's pretty impressive. The water line you can see, I would be, I'm kneeling here, the water would be up to my belly button, below my chest line. And this is all debris that washed down from the top. But I do feel a breeze. It is very safe to be in here air quality wise, because it's open at both ends. It's cooler in here, warmer outside, which does form a draft. So no concerns with that. Just hit my head. And here's looking back out where the water does spill out into the river. Very overgrown there, but doesn't really stop the water. It's actually a pretty good hideout too. You got clear access to the river there. As long as it doesn't rain, you got good shelter. But we're gonna go back out, get back up on top, and I'll wrap things up from there. I'm not gonna believe this. My flashlight on my backpack slid off, and the light dropped in here. There it is. Oh, still works. All right, that's my through night. Oh, guys, as you can see, we made it back safe and sound. I'm in one piece. I'm alive. And I want to ask you guys before we go any further, if you were here by yourself, would you go down that pipe? Tell me yes or no. And if no, how come? I do understand people have claustrophobia fears and, you know, other fears of spiders, stuff like that. This is the one area where I excel. I'm afraid of heights, especially see-through heights. Going underground in pipes, tight spaces doesn't affect me one bit. So I do hope you appreciate the effort I go through to share these with you, because I know a lot of people can't do it on their own. And hopefully through my videos, you get to experience this adventure as if you're doing it yourself. I do want to say a couple things quickly. Is that, number one, I want to thank the viewer for reaching out to me to tell me about this. He said he basically stumbled upon it by walking through the woods looking for other stuff, and that's how I find a lot of things too. I never would have found this. I've never been in this particular set of woods. It's pretty remote. Aside from the highway up there, I would never be in this section of woods here to know about this, but they are more prevalent than I actually realized. There are actually a lot more culverts around now that I'm actually looking for them. So the culvert adventures are going to continue, whether they're stone, concrete, you know, modern, old, short, long. But this was my very first one, being a steep, you know, decline going down, incline coming up, and more modern corrugated pipe, but you can tell it's been deteriorated. And what we're sitting in right now is that concrete trough to channel the water, and you guys are actually sitting on a big slab of it right here. As we saw, there's big slabs down the bottom, so this does see some substantial water flow during a big storm. So it would be neat to see how crazy the water flows down here. So maybe in the future, if I'm in the area, we'll return. I'm not going to make a special trip for it, but if you want to see more tunnel culvert adventures, I do have a playlist down below. I have more of them planned in the future. I also do want to thank Sofirn for sending this light out to me for review. I think it's a really good light. The only drawbacks I don't like is that it's more of a spotlight. It doesn't show as wide as I typically would like, but it's very bright. It's dependable, reliable, tough, rugged. It can even be used as a weapon, but it comes with a massive 5500 milliamp battery, rechargeable, so you can get hours and hours of light out of this. And I do like the lockout feature though. That way it's not accidentally turning on and staying on, burning out your battery or even burning your backpack, because as I mentioned, it does get hot after a long period of time, but all lights of this caliber do that. They're just super high output and they really do heat up. But if you use it safely and responsibly, you won't have any issues. But with that said, just remember that if you do not have experience with exploring tunnels, culverts, caves, don't do them on your own. And even if you and your friend don't have any experience, don't go. Just watch our videos. I do have experience. I've been doing this for years. I've done a lot of research on the dangers involved in not only caves, but tunnels and culverts. Sometimes on the particular tunnel or culvert, gases can build up. I do have a multi-gas meter. Didn't need it today, even though I did bring it with me because it's clear open, there's a breeze coming through, and it just creates a good airflow. So there was no concern with bad air quality. It's just the not falling and getting hurt, twisting an ankle, and having to get rescued out of here. So with that said, I think that's pretty much it for today. So thanks for listening to me ramble. I'm glad I got my through night light back. It did fall in that puddle. Got my shoe a little bit muddy, but that's just the way it goes. I wasn't gonna leave it there, but I would have been upset if I lost it and didn't know where it went. So it does pay to pay close attention to what's going on around you. And I heard that bloop into the water and like, oh crap. So, all right guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed this adventure. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. On a brief side note too, I do have some better gear for underwater adventures, for some snorkeling and searching for things underwater. So if you'd like me to return to spots like this, maybe check out the island or the pools of water, when you leave a comment down below, comment number 4. Number 4 will tell me that you'd like to see some content like that.